Right, this tutorial is all about doing the upside down method with a square cake. I got asked to do this the other day and I wish that I could find it now, but I can't. So whoever you were, I hope you do see this. So I've got my parchment paper on here and I'm going to put my buttercream on. I've done a red velvet cake and I've got vanilla buttercream here, Madagascan vanilla. So I'm going to just place that on there. As you can see, the bubbles over that side a little bit, so I'm going to push that side down a bit more. That's about right. It's the corners on a square cake that tend to go a little bit down, so I pay attention more to the corners than the sides. The bubbles in the middle. Bubbles in the middle again, so you know your cake's going to be perfectly straight. This buttercream smells lovely. If you've got broken cake at the sides, don't worry about it too much, because you can fill it up with the buttercream or the ganache, whatever you're using. That's that. And now the bottom part of the cake. As you can see, I broke a bit off there when I took it out of the tin. Just make sure that's level. And I kept a little bit of the offcut. That goes like that, doesn't it? Or is it? Yeah, that's right. Just push that in. It saves you using a lot more ganache if you can save the little bits, but obviously there's a big gap there. Fill any gaps in first by just doing that. That should be okay then. Go around your edge, taking off any excess. And just go around your cake and take off any excess that way. Oh, hey! That does not want to stay on there. Let's glue it down so it doesn't move. Maybe go that way with it, and then it's not going to fall out again. Keep going round until you get it to where you want it. Best off moving upwards, and then you're taking it off the board as you're going. Once you get it to where you want it, then go around with your ganache or your buttercream. Just smoothing it up and down, especially where you broke it. Right, and get your side scraper. And with square cakes, you've got to go from the corner along and stop before you get to the other corner, and then take it the opposite way. So it goes like that. And you're not pulling the buttercream round. So again, like that, and then back like that. Don't worry about that bit, I have to go over it again. I don't look too bad now. And then just use your spatula just to go up those corners. And smooth out that top edge. Oh, missed a bit. Smooth out your top part, because that's the part that's going to go on the cake board. Just one final check round, make sure it's levelish. Right, and that's your cake buttercreamed. I'll put that in the fridge now for about half an hour to an hour, and then I'll be back. Right, while that's sitting in the fridge, I'm going to do my cake board. I've just mixed up a little bit of brown in some white fondant here. I don't need that much, so I'll put a little bit aside. Just make sure it's mixed. Right, now we're back to normal speed again. On this cake I'm going to do like a wooden floor. So I've got my long ruler here. I do have another tutorial on this. And I'm going to do it quite thin boards. Just make an indent. Going down. So as it looks like that, all lines. And then get your, whatever, I forgot what it's called, sorry. And just make lines in where you want the edge of the boards to be. Like that. And then with the back end of your tool, just make some wavy lines. Some boards have like a thing that goes like that and then it goes in. So do a few of those here and there. And then when you finish that, I use the Karma colours. It's Fee Spray Gun. I put in a little bit of black. And add to that some brown. And just down these edges, where you've made those lines, just add in the colour. Next, add a little bit of vodka, just to water it all down, what you've been using. And then where you've put those lines, just streak it. Right, as you can see, there's your finished result. Now I'm going to put that to one side to dry off. I generally put it in my front room because I've got a ceiling fan and it dries it off pretty quickly for me. So I shall do that and be back with you. I just thought I'd show you this bit. This is what I like doing with my cakes, well, my cake boards. Make sure that you put it on plenty of plastic bags before you start this process, because I can tell you now it will not come off your work surface. I got this PME clear edible glaze spray, and what this does is it puts a nice sheen on your board, and it also seals it, so if you drop any water droplets on it or anything like that, it doesn't make the fondant melt. So this is brilliant. Like I say, make sure you've got your work surface covered because you will not get this off. And just give it a light spray. The board has been drying for about half an hour before I've done this, because you want the underneath to start drying first. So I've sprayed that with the edible glaze spray now. Now I'm going to put it back in my front room underneath the fan. After about 10 minutes it should be dry and ready to use. But I'll most probably leave it a little bit longer. But that's how you make a board sealant. Oh. My cake has been in the fridge now for well over an hour, more than what I normally do it. So now I'm going to turn this over. Get another board underneath and flip it. And voila! There you have a perfect square cake. So next job now is to cover it in fondant, which I shall do that. I'll roll out my fondant and come back. Right, I've rolled out my fondant now. I have it a little bit thicker than normal for square cakes because there's a lot of stretching involved. Sure you get all them air bubbles off the top first. And then best way to do it is the corners first. And then these bits, just stretch them out and push them in. Around. go around with your smoother, make that outside line. Make sure it's all okay at these corners. Smooth it down. Whack it on the bottom. That seems about right. Get your pizza cutter and just cut round. Move my camera up a bit so as you can see what I'm doing. Flip it. Just make sure you can see what I'm doing here. You want to have 2 smoothers for this. And what you want to do is put that smoother there like that, or that would be better actually. Have your straight side at the bottom and just move that up and down like that. And then side to side. Don't worry about it, it will go down. Just need a bit of icing sugar on this because it's sticking slightly. Just keep doing them sort of movements. You can see, because my hand, as you can see, it's starting to move down. There's still a little bit of a gap there. Once you think you've got it okay at that side, then do the same at the other side. So you want a bit of icing sugar on that side, and then put that there and do the same at this side. See if I can do it like this so you can see what I'm doing. You want it so as it meets the palette at that side and meets the board down there. Any excess that's hanging over a little bit like that, just trim that off. And then smooth it down. Just like that. Perfect corner. You see it? Do that on all 4 corners. I'll be back in a minute. Right, as you can see, I've done all 4 corners now. Them are all perfectly straight. Now I want to do these bits here. So have your smoother at this side and just smooth your cake. You can put your smoother at the other side, which gives it a bit more stability, and just go around like that. keep going till you're happy that it's all at the bottom. I'll keep going round and I'll speed this process up. So I'll use my cake board that I used before and just flip it over. Just go around these edges, making sure that they're all right. Anything that you've missed, just round it off slightly and then go back up and on the top, and that should straighten it out, because sometimes your fondant slips down a little bit too much and it can leave like a dint. Do this very lightly, you don't want to round off your cake after all that hard work. And there is perfect square cake. Next is these bits here, which do the same principle again. Move the board there. Right, there we go. That's all met round the bottom here. Next thing to do, because the cake has got like floorboards on it, is to make the floorboards. So I'm going to need my ruler again, and I'll go this way on them. Figured out how it goes. On this side it's going upwards, so and the same principle as the board. Make your lines in them where the boards are. Right, so that's all your squiggles done. Now, with your paint that you have left over from doing your board, you can use that. I'll just put a bit of brown in here. Right, so that's that done. Now for the carpet. Right, next thing I'm going to put my cake on my cake board. So I'm just going to use a sharp scalpel just to go around the bottom of the cake. This is because I have wet it and it might have stuck, and we don't want any of that fondant sticking to this board at all. So I'll just nip round with this. Then I'm going to get one of my smoothers, slightly tilt the board and gently push the cake so as it's slightly off the board. I've got buttercream underneath this, so it should be okay. Get it to where you want it to be and gently, whoa, slide it off the board. I shall put my fingers under there. And any bits like that, just shove it back on. Move it into position where you want it. And there should be good. Just give it a push down. That's the cake on the board. I'll just clean up. Alright, that's all sealed on, as you can see. Next job is the carpet. Right, I've got my fondant ready here. This is going to be for the carpet. Should do it. So I'll put that over there, bring this here. I want to drape that over. Cracking a bit there, so I'll push it back together. Should have really done this on the countertop so that it's not stretching. Any little cracks, just push them together like that and smooth out with your finger. I want this to stick to the board as well, so any loose bits. Let's get a brush, and this should push away. Right, now I can put it back up here. Now for the pattern carpet, I bought these off eBay. They are dog brushes, basically. Obviously I've not used them for the dog. I'm going to use it just for caking. So what you do with these, this is just to make the pattern of the carpet. It's just push them in. And I've got my figurine here, which has been drying overnight. So I'm now wanting a roll that's about the same size as that. So roll that into a ball. Right. Add a little bit of edible glue around here. And then with 2 brushes, just roll your fondant. And then put that over your cake on that line. Cut off any excess, which it looks about there. Yeah, looks about right. Now to add the man. Which is gonna go up there. Need a bit of gum glue underneath it, just to make sure that it doesn't roll away. It's firmly stuck on there, and I made a hammer and things to go on. I'm going to get my extruder and be back. Right, I've got my extruder gun and I've got the many holes in it. Just put a bit of gum glue around his head. If you can hear my dog, it's just been out for a walk, so she don't like coming back. And basically that's the cake done. I'll just add a few more onto the back there just to make sure that that doesn't look daft. And that's the man done. Now all I have to do is add the writing and it's all done. Thanks for watching. Please leave me a thumbs up and please subscribe because I don't seem to get very many these days. And if you need anything or you'd like to see anything, just give me a shout and I'll do my best to do it.